Dear students, welcome. Today we are going to discuss about sources of energy, chapter 14, class 10 science. So let's get started. Now when we say sources of energy, first let us define what is energy. Energy is the ability to do work. So no work can be accomplished without use of energy or without spending energy. Now, when we say sources of energy, basically we are discussing the sources of energy in context of the machines or the devices which use these energy. Now, what are machines? Machines are basically the devices which complement human effort, right? So, machines are those devices which make our life easier, which make our work easier. Now, these machines do work for us, and for doing this useful work, every machine needs a source of energy, which may either be a fuel, right? So, what is difference between source of energy and fuel? All the fuels are source of energy, but all sources of energy are not fuels. Fuels are those sources of energy which provide energy only when they are burnt. Now, what are the characteristics of an ideal or a good source of energy? So, let us discuss some of these characteristics. An ideal source of energy should do a large amount of work per unit mass or volume. It means that the output energy must be comparable to the input energy, which means it should have high calorific value. Now, how do you define calorific value? Calorific value is basically of fuel. So the amount of heat energy given out when 1 gram of fuel burns completely in presence of air is its calorific value, right? So a source of energy should do more amount of work per unit mass of the input energy, right? So efficiency should be more. Second, it should be easily accessible. That means it should be easily available. If it is good in calorific value, it has highest calorific value, but it is not easily available, then it is not a good source of energy. Suppose let us discuss about hydrogen. So it has the highest calorific value among all the fuels, but it is not easily available. So we cannot consider it as a good source of energy, right? So the energy sources should be able to provide energy for a long period of time. They should be easily accessible and available. Example, coal, petroleum, diesel, fossil fuels should be easy to transport and store, right? So the source of energy should be easy for the common persons to store, and it should be easy to transport over long distances so that it can be distributed easily, right? So most common sources of energy such as coal, petrol, LPG need to be transported to the user from their point of production. They also need proper storage, and this is important to store and transport these sources safely and economically. So this is also one of the most important characteristics of sources of energy. Now the source of energy should be safe and convenient to use, right? So energy sources should be safe as it is used by a large number of common people and should be convenient for usage. If they are not safe, then what may happen? Accidents may happen which may take the lives of common people. And they should be convenient, easy to use. They should not be very technical in the usage. Common people, even the illiterate people, the housewife, even the grown up children should be able to use them. Once again, this is one of the most important feature. There are n number of feature. It should not be more polluting. That means it should be environment friendly. That is also, it should require less storage for less space for storage. This is also a important feature, because nowadays in the cities there once again is problem for storage also, right? So these are some characteristic sources of energy. Now, where does energy come from? Energy is one of the most vital needs of the human beings, and as per the first law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to the another. So energy can be transformed from one form to another, but the whole energy of a system in isolation or the whole energy of the universe always remains same. So what we have to do, we have to convert one form of energy into a more usable form of energy. Energy is stored in nature in various sources and in various forms, and we have to use these forms to transform the energy in the form in which our devices use them. The sources of energy available in the nature are divided into two main categories or types. It can either be a conventional source of energy or non-conventional sources of energy. So the two main types of sources of energy are conventional and non-conventional. Conventional sources of energy are like wood, flowing water, fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas. These are examples of conventional sources of energy. Conventional means which have been used for a long time. They are in present usage. Non-conventional sources of energy are also known as the alternate sources of energy, which are the newer sources of energy, are like the solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, ocean energy, which includes tidal energy, wave energy, and ocean thermal energy. Now these energies are in the phase of development, and I think they are the latent sources of energy which in the coming future may become the backbone of our energy. Then there is geothermal energy, the energy which is basically coming out of the crust of earth. Geothermal energy, nuclear energy, radioactive substances through the nuclear fission and the nuclear fusion in which we are using hydrogen. So nuclear fission is giving us good amount of energy, but nuclear fusion we are still waiting to control it. Some sources of energy are also categorized as renewable, like the solar energy, wind energy, the energy from flowing water, ocean, wood, biomass. They are also categorized as renewable energy because they do not get depleted on repeated use. Whereas other sources of energy are known as the non-renewable sources of energy, which are limited in quantity, like coal, petroleum, and natural gas, and their formation needs a long duration of time, right? Sometimes we also categorize the renewable energy sources as non-exhaustible sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy as exhaustible sources of energy. Now the conventional sources of energy like fossil fuels are formed inside the earth from the remains of plants and animals after millions of years. They take a long time for their formation. The fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas, they take long time to form. They are non-renewable sources of energy. They are limited in number, so they should be conserved and used judiciously. Now what are the disadvantages of fossil fuels? What are the disadvantages of fossil fuels? Burning of fossil fuels releases gases and harmful particles which cause air pollution. Burning of fossil fuels release acidic oxides of sulfur and nitrogen which they react with or they mix with rainwater and form acid, and acid rain is harmful for living organisms. As you know, it affects the soil fertility, it lowers down the pH of the water, causing death of aquatic plants and animals. It causes damage to buildings, corrosion of metals, etc. It can cause damage to the human skin also. Burning of fossil fuels also release a lot of carbon dioxide gas, which is a greenhouse gas which increases the temperature of the atmosphere and causes global warming, which is also known as the greenhouse effect, and which is causing the climate change, and we are very concerned about this, right? So let us discuss about the major side effects. As you can see here, the smoke by burning of the coal or the fossil fuels from the thermal power plant, it is going into the atmosphere, and the acidic gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide are released by burning of fossil fuels. These gases dissolved in rainwater and form acid rain. The acid rain basically once again comes out to the terrestrial areas, the water bodies. They disturb. Acid rain kills the plant life. It affects the fertility of the soil, pollutes the river and streams, and erodes the stonework. Now you can see that the Taj Mahal itself is getting yellowish, and it is getting corroded because the acid rain, it basically is affecting the quality and the color of the marble stone of the Taj Mahal. Now this the greenhouse effect. Now because by the burning of the fossil fuels, lot of carbon dioxide gets emitted. Right now this carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere, other greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide, they trap the heat and cause excessive heating of the atmosphere, which is known as the global warming. Now because of the global warming, the ice caps on the polar region and the Antarctica, Arctic are melting at a very high rate, which may cause increase in the ocean level, which may inundate many even nations and many coastal cities, and which are a source of great concern for all of us. So now we know that the climate change and the limited amount of fossil fuels, they basically are a great concern for all of us. So we should devise ways in which we can reduce the use of fossil fuels and basically convert to alternate sources of energy, thereby saving the earth also. So thank you very much. Thank you, and we are going to discuss about the next, that is non-conventional sources of energy, in the next part. Thank you.